Does Ukraine have chemical or biological weapons?
Ukraine has biological research facilities. Prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Jazzbro Gonzo here. Another episode of What's Next. Well, Tucker Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard, Mitt Romney, and the Ukraine biolabs. That's what I'm titling this thing, because this thing has just gotten out of control. But being that both Tulsi Gabbard and Tucker Carlson are spouting off facts, it's not a surprise that the left is committing douchebaggery, as they love to do. So now you got Tulsi Gabbard being called treasonous because of her comments. But yet, you got Dementia Boy, whose own son, Hunter, was involved in shenanigans and nonsense in the Ukraine, but that's nothing treasonous there, is it? You know, written, Hunter, well. And then again, feelings are more important than your facts. But let's give it a shot. This comes out of Breitbart, MSNBC's Nance, Fox News Carlson, Tulsi Gabbard, Russian collaborators deliberately, undermining the U.S. Yes, because they're speaking about facts. Let's call them treasonous traitors and let's get them hung up, shall we? MSNBC's intelligence analysts. That's saying a lot. That's intelligence and MSNBC. Yeah. Malcolm Nance said on Monday's MSNBC's The Read Out, once again, the joys of read, that no one watches, that Fox's Tucker Carlson and former Rep. Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii were Russian collaborators, less collusion, adding that they were deliberately working to undermine the American structure. Nance said, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens. Oh, yes. Wow. Okay. They brought Candace in. Tulsi Gabbard. I think somewhere along the line, they don't believe this, but they think that it's in the best interest to say these things. For Tucker Carlson, it's pretty clear. Anything that helps the Trump, whether it means turning against the United States, collaborating with another country's propaganda machine, so long as it gets him the adoration of MAGA world. Nance added, I don't know if he really loves Putin, but I have to clarify one thing. These people are not useful idiots. They're beyond useful idiots. Useful idiots don't know, as a term, the art of intelligence in the world. I don't really know what they're doing. They're just stupid. Yes, Tucker Carlson, who's been involved in politics for basically over 30 years, who has lived in the muck and the mire that is D.C., but yeah. Tulsi Gabbard, who is a current military reservist, she knows nothing about military intelligence. No, of course not. No. These people are almost collaborators to a certain extent. They do know what they're doing. I would call them an asset, especially Tucker Carlson. Tulsi Gabbard, she's just a moron. Wow. Very high school of you. But for these people to come up there, we're now seeing a turn that I never thought I'd see in my life. Fifth columnists who are deliberately working to undermine the American structure. Ooh, tough words for a guy no one knows and no one gives two fucks about. Let's keep it going. This coming out of the Blaze. The View, another trashy show that anybody who watches it loses brain cells by the seconds, calls co-host call for the DOJ to investigate Carlson and Gabbard. They used to arrest people for doing stuff like this. What First Amendment protection of free speech? The United States may not be at war, but a host of The View advocated Monday for some Americans who claim to be pro-Russia, yes, pro-Putin, to be investigated or even arrested. Fox News host Tucker Carlson, former Rep. Tulsi Gabbard, have repeatedly been accused of parroting pro-Kremlin rhetoric, though each have denied being mouthpieces for Russian President Vladimir Putin. Still, The View co-host Anna Navarro said on Monday she wants the Justice Department to investigate, yes, those hard-hitting people at the DOJ who only care about what's between your legs and what color your skin is. Co-host Whoopi Goldberg, we think she's Jewish, then invoked criminal detention. They used to arrest people for stuff like this, Goldberg said. If they thought you were colluding with Russia agent or putting out information, taking information and handing it over to Russia, they used to actually investigate stuff like this. And I guess now there seems to be no bars. Earlier in the segment, when co-host Sonny hosted and questioned what's in it for Carlson, co-host Joey Behar did not skip a beat and replied, money. Behar, of course, did not provide evidence to corroborate her suggestion that Carlson is a Kremlin-paid propagandist. Earlier in the segment, the host voiced agreement with Senator Mitt I'm trash Romney, who got his ass handed to him by one President Barack Obama, who on Sunday accused Gabbard of treasonous lies. For her part, Gabbard responded on Monday, roasting Mitt, challenging him to resign if he cannot provide evidence to substantiate his accusation. Despite one being staunch defenders of free speech, liberal and pilloried Carlson in recent months over what they claim is pro-Russian propaganda, even claiming Carlson is guilty of treason. But such accusations fall flat, especially considering the Constitution's treasonous clause, Article 3, Section 3, was crafted to protect Americans from frivolous allegations and prosecutions of treason. Let's have a read, shall we? The Constitution states, treason against the United States shall consist of only livering war against them or adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses over the same overt act, or on confession in open court. The Congress shall have power to declare the punishment of treason, but no attainder of treason shall work corruption of blood or forfeiture except during the life of the person attainted. I was going to jump right there, but let's go to the comments that Mitt Romney said to one Tulsi Gabbard. This is what he tweeted. Tulsi Gabbard is promoting false Russian propaganda. Her treasonous lies may well cost lives. Well, it took him a little while to put that one together, but he got it to rhyme. Also, this comes out of Breitbart. Tulsi Gabbard hits back at Mitt Romney for calling her treasonous. Former Representative Tulsi Gabbard hit back at Senator Mitt Romney for calling her treasonous for her suggestion that Russia, Ukraine, and NATO allies work to negotiate a ceasefire around U.S.-funded biolabs facilities in Ukraine to prevent outbreaks of deadly pathogens. Gabbard generated criticism for Democrats and some Republicans when she posted a video of herself warning that 35 to 40 U.S.-funded facilities in Ukraine are conducting research into, quote, deadly pathogens that could spark a pandemic or loss of life if Russia, NATO do not work to contain them amid the ongoing crossfire. Like COVID, these pathogens know no borders, Gabbard said. If they are inadvertently or purposely breached or compromised, they will quickly spread throughout Europe, the United States, the rest of the world, causing untold suffering and death. Wow. These labs need to be shut down immediately, and the pathogens that they hold need to be destroyed, she added. Gabbard was subsequently accused of parroting Russian propaganda by inadvertently accusing the United States of creating bioweapons in Ukraine by Senator Mitt Romney, clown, a charge pushed by the Kremlin following Putin's invasion of the neighboring country. Quote, Tulsi Gabbard is parroting false Russian propaganda. Her treasonous lies may well cost lives, the senator said. Romney was not alone in his condemnation of Gabbard, was joined by John Cooper, former National Finance Chair of Draft Biden in 2016. Yeah, how did that work? Who said, who's the bigger traitor, Carlson or Gabbard? Tulsi Gabbard is a traitor and a Russian agent who belongs in a military prison, said the screenwriter and Forbes contributor Mark Hughes. Yeah, remember that thing with, that hag Hillary, who basically called Tulsi Gabbard a Russian agent because she was not on the side of the socialist Dems when she roasted Kamala knee pads in a debate a few years back. Yeah, you can still catch it. I still get a chuckle out of when Tulsi Gabbard roasted her dumb ass. Let's see. In response, Gabbard posted a lengthy video on Monday defending her statement, charging the U.S.-funded research facilities in Ukraine are undeniable facts. Senator Romney, you've called me treasonous liar for simply stating the fact that there are over 25 U.S.-funded biolabs in Ukraine. If breached, would release and spread deadly pathogens across the U.S. and the world. They must be secured so that we can prevent any new pandemics from occurring, she said. Gabbard then called on Romney to provide evidence of her treason or get the fuck out. Gabbard cited recent comments from U.S. Undersecretary Victoria Nuland, who confirmed in a congressional hearing last Tuesday that Ukraine was home to biological research facilities and that the State Department was quite concerned Russia could take them into their possession. Ukraine and biological research facilities, which in fact are now quite concerned Russian troops. Russian forces may be seeking to gain control of, Nuland told Senator Marco Rubio out of Florida. So we are now working with the Ukrainians on how we can prevent any of those research materials from falling into the hands of Russian forces should they approach. If a biological attack occurred in Ukraine, Nuland said that she had no doubt the Russians will be behind it. Gabbard also cited a Pentagon fact sheet from March 11th that featured numerous statements from both directly and indirectly confirmed the existence of these biolabs. The United States, through the BTRP, has invested approximately $200 million in Ukraine since 2005, supporting 46 Ukraine and laboratories, health facilities, diagnostic sites, she said. Gabbard then played a clip of the CBS national security correspondent David Martin saying that these experts are concerned about the laboratories in Ukraine falling into Russian hands. The concern is that the Russians will seize one of these biomedical research facilities in Ukraine where they do the research on deadly pathogens like botulism, anthrax, said Martin. Seize one of these facilities, weaponize the pathogen, and then blame it on the Ukraine and the U.S. because the U.S. has been providing support for some of the research being done in those facilities. My thoughts. Yeah, I said it was going to be a little bit long. I might I'm going to edit a little bit down. But pretty much, again, you got the story. The fact of the matter is that the left sees nothing wrong with calling truckers white supremes. The left sees nothing wrong in calling a bunch of kids, the Covington kids, picking on a little Indian man, call them terrorists too. And of course, one of them has a punchable face. You have no problem with Black Lives Matter, who committed atrocities across the country in 2020 by burning down over 24 cities involving with Antifa, destroying businesses, upending residents, shooting police and killing police, but that's okay for the left. But then when one of their own doesn't stay in line, you call her a Russia propagandist, treasonous, and should be thrown in prison. Well, Tulsi Gabbard is just being straight up and honest. She may be a Democrat in name only. She's got a taste of the red pill, and now she's running with it. Tulsi Gabbard provided proof. You have Victoria Nuland. She said it in front of a Senate hearing with Marco Rubio. She said, yes, this does exist, and this can be a problem if Russia gets their hands on it. But to Dementia Boy and Circleback Girl and all the other ass clowns that surround him, there's nothing to see here. Buildings burning down, nothing to see here. People getting shot in the streets, nothing to see here. Tulsi, you keep doing what you're doing. Tucker, you keep doing what you're doing. All the other conservatives and libertarians out there who do programs just like this, you keep doing what you're doing. Because it's about facts and not your fucking feelings. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.